I don't know what is going on with my stomach, but guys, I have caught food poisoning twice in a month. The first time I caught it, which was last month, was actually in Vancouver when I attended a 3-day allergy conference. With these sort of conferences, they usually have like a buffet style, grab your own food for all the meals. Breakfast and lunch was provided. And on the very first day, I got so sick and I literally was dying. Thankfully, it was only coming out of one end. Sorry if it's TMI, but still, I was literally struggling to attend day 2 because I didn't sleep for the entire night because I kept waking up, running to the toilet. My stomach was cramping so bad, but I didn't want to miss out on the conference because obviously I paid money for it and I wanted to go learn and attend the sessions. So I forced myself essentially, slept nothing, went to the conference, I drove and even took the SkyTrain downtown. I lasted for like maybe a couple hours and I was like, no, it's not happening. And it wasn't even just like my stomach was hurting at the conference. I was literally falling asleep during the sessions because I didn't get any sleep that night. That was a whole thing with my food poisoning. And then it recovered within a day or two, which is great. I took my Megasport Biotic, H258, which are my go-tos, did my gut healing, and everything was fine. Now I'm in Thailand, Chiang Mai, and just a few days ago, I picked up something again. And this time, I would say it's not as intense as my first round of food poisoning, but it's lasting a lot longer than that one. I don't know which one's worse, like to just really go through it for 24 to 48 hours or have this like lingering stomach pain and loose stools. Sorry, TMI again, for the past like 4 days. But all that being said, it makes a lot of sense because when you catch food poisoning once, even though you feel fully recovered, your gut becomes really inflamed. It becomes very vulnerable to pick up food poisoning again, to pick up bacteria and pathogens. So I would imagine this is exactly what happened. I didn't fully heal from the food poisoning I got in Vancouver at this conference. And then now I'm in Asia. And I'm telling you, I usually have an iron stomach. Like I've traveled the world, I've been everywhere, and I don't get sick. And I'm sick. My stomach is not doing well. I may look okay, but it like comes in waves over the course of 4 days. Like I'll be good. I'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna go have a beer, or I'm fine. I'm gonna go, have spicy soup. And then I have to run to the toilet and I have to be like near my home because I'm not the type of person to use the public bathroom, especially if I have to go number 2. So, anyways, that's kind of like life update, I guess. What I'm going through right now is some food poisoning or whatever the fuck this is, but it's really annoying. I'm like going to the Asian pharmacy to pick up medication, trying to figure out like what to use and what to take because everything's in Thai. I got something called Smecta, which is a very common medication in Asia, especially Thailand, I think, to treat diarrhea. I'm taking electrolytes. I'm actually not taking my probiotics right now because everything just going right through me. It just wouldn't colonize in time. I'm just praying to the Lord, praying to the gods that I recover in like 4 days because in 4 days, November 12th, I'm flying to Taiwan and I'm doing like basically a Southeast Asia trip. Taiwan, Da Nang in Vietnam, then Bangkok. My friends and I, my sister, we're gonna be like going out for lunch. We're gonna be eating a lot, street food, night markets, gonna be drinking and stuff. So, I mean, I shouldn't really be drinking, but I don't wanna miss out on this trip. And I'm like, please, gut, heal. And I'm like making my own bone broth with bone marrow, I'm just doing all the things right now, guys. So if you're listening right now and you've gotten a round of food poisoning, you know what it feels like. Send me some healing as I'm sending you guys healing with your eczema. Send me some healing with my gut. Okay. That's a little bit about me right now. Going through a little bit of a situation down there, but I'm still here. I'm still showing up and doing a podcast episode because we love you. I love you guys. I love sharing value and I loved this podcast. I love showing up. And so we're here today. Okay, so besides the update with my gut stuff, I've got a couple of exciting things that I actually want to share. And I honestly totally forgot about it until I saw someone's social media post. Black Friday is coming up. And you guys know, for my longtime listeners and my longtime followers, I guess, Black Friday is the best time of the year because we do the biggest sale of the year. We usually do not do any type of sale when it comes to services. However, Black Friday is the only exception. It's the Black Friday week. I would even say that we're going to be doing a massive, massive promotion. And when I say promotion, it's not even just like, oh, this is a discount for my services, because I really, really believe that we shouldn't put a number or a price on your health. But with Black Friday, it's all about the numbers. It's all about the discounts. We are offering a site-wide sale on everything that's on our website, including supplements, courses, guides, resources, and even our coaching, specifically one-on-one coaching, because that's what we offer right now. So definitely stay tuned. We have just about 2 weeks until the Black Friday sale starts. There's going to be limited spots, especially for one-on-one coaching. Keep your eyes peeled. We're going to be sending out emails as well. So if you're on the email list, make sure you keep your eyes open. And of course, Black Friday sale, it's not an indefinite sale, right? It's only going to be for limited time only. So check out the dates so you can mark them in your calendars. And other updates that we have besides the Black Friday sale is that the holidays are coming up, which means we are nearly at the end of the year. How crazy is that? Less than 2 months until 2026. I feel like as I'm getting older, time just flies by. But that being said, end of the year, what does that mean? It means you got to use your benefits. So for my Canadian listeners, Canadian people that are wanting to use your benefits, you have 2 months left before your benefits expire. Just to know, we cannot invoice you if the session hasn't been rendered. I just want to make that really clear because I've been getting a lot of questions about whether or not we can send an invoice, even though the sessions won't happen until 2026. We cannot do that. There are regulations, especially for insurance providers. They need the invoice to match the date of the appointment. That being said, if you want to use your benefits, you actually want to have the session this year so that you can get it reimbursed afterwards. And for those of you who don't have benefits and you still want to work on your healing, now is the time. We don't want to wait until the new year when you're probably feeling exhausted from all the Christmas holidays and the busyness of the season. Start your healing journey now. Prepare yourself. And why not heal yourself now so that when Christmas comes, when New Year's comes, you actually feel better. You don't have any flare-ups, or they're at least improving. You feel better in your body. You have less gut symptoms, right? All of those things you can start to improve now in November in preparation for December so that you can feel better. And if you want to get started, just simply book a call in the show notes below. Okay, without further ado, let's get into today's episode, which is all about the one topic that I love talking about, but also I know you guys need, a lot of you guys need a lot of support, is mindset. Specifically, we're going to be talking about today, what is the difference between someone that has a healing mindset versus a stuck mindset, and where you are on the spectrum between the two. And chances are, if you're listening to this episode or this podcast in general, you probably lean more towards a stuck mindset, and you do want to work on improving your mindset or just learn practical tips and tools to help support you, because we know when it comes with dealing with chronic symptoms and inflammation, our mental health becomes affected by our condition. Instead of having a victim mindset, which tends to happen with eczema, we want to start to work on how we can get ourselves out of that mindset and into a healing one. Your symptoms might not actually be what you're doing, because you're probably doing all the things when it comes to your diet, your supplements, and your overall lifestyle. It's actually what you're thinking, what is going through your mind every single day, because we have thousands and thousands of thoughts that cross our mind. What are the thoughts that are actually consuming your mind? Because those thoughts can either propel your healing forward, or it can actually really slow you down and keep you stuck in the same cycle, the same negative thought patterns, the same negative thinking, and the same cycle of flaring. We all know that mindset matters, right? We know that mindset practice, the meditation and things like that, they're important. But I actually think it's misunderstood in a lot of people. Mindset practice isn't just about, oh, I meditated today. Oh, I journaled today. I wrote down how I felt in my diary. Oh, I'm repeating these affirmations. I'm healing, I'm healing, I'm healing. Yes, while those are helpful, the real work actually goes a lot deeper because rewiring your mind and your thoughts is about number one, identifying your limiting beliefs. It's really looking at those thoughts that are silently holding you back. Those thoughts that are just consuming your mind, it's affecting your actions, it's affecting your emotions in a negative way. Maybe you're thinking, my body's never gonna heal, it's never gonna get better, I can't do this, I'm so ugly, everyone can see my skin, I feel disgusting. Like those really, really nasty negative thoughts, disempowering thoughts that's controlling your life. Then, when you identify those limiting beliefs, you need to understand where those beliefs come from. Beliefs come from thought pattern that has been repetitive in your mind, or it's actually shaped from a past experience, whether that's childhood or even in your adulthood as well. You actually want to start doing detective work and looking at where these beliefs come from. Then the third step is to actively clear them. Because when you don't clear your limiting beliefs and you just let them linger in your mind, or you don't have a certain practice or tool to clear these thoughts, it's going to control your freaking life. It's going to control your actions. It's going to control your decisions, your habits, your actions, and of course, the results. This is why we see a lot of people who are trying to heal their eczema or their condition with just their diet and their supplements, and they're not addressing their mentality. It's not going to work. Period. And you can't expect someone else to do that for you. You can't expect your therapist or your practitioner to fix you. You have to address your own mentality and your own mindset. So, with that being said, let's take a look at what it means to have a healing mindset versus a stuck mindset and help you figure out where you might be on the spectrum and what you can do to have those daily practices or, different tools that you can use to help shift your mindset from stuck to healing. And specifically, I'm going to go over some common questions and thoughts that come up for someone that has a healing mindset and for someone that has a stuck mindset. When you have a healing mindset, you have thoughts and questions that move you forward in healing. Yes, you're going to have moments where you feel stuck, right? Where you feel negative, and that's normal. That's part of the human experience. It's part of being human. But you catch those thoughts and you actually start to reframe them into a healing thought. For example, if you're flaring and noticing symptoms, with a healing mindset, you will ask yourself, what can I do better? You look at your symptoms and you are aware of your symptoms, but you approach it with curiosity and trying to understand where those symptoms come from, but you're not judging it. You're not judging yourself, and you're not telling yourself, oh my God, I did something wrong. I failed. It must have been my diet. What did I do wrong? And you're not in a panic. You simply just ask yourself, okay, what could be potentially contributing to this flare? And what can I do to feel better at this moment? That is a healing mindset. The other thing that you might do is when you see these symptoms or when you feel these symptoms, you ask yourself, what are my symptoms telling me? Because your body is always communicating with you, and it's always going to communicate with you in symptoms. And instead of seeing a symptom as an enemy and being like, I can't believe this is happening to me, you take it as information. You take it as a signal, and you try your best to connect with your body and understand what it needs and what it's asking you, because that's what your body is doing at the end of the day. It's just asking you for support. It's just asking you and giving you signs and being like, hey, John, hey, Monica, hey, Julia, I need a little bit of help right now, and this is how I'm showing you, because your body can't talk to you, right? It can't talk to you and tell you, but it will show you in physical, mental, or emotional symptoms. The other question that goes through someone that has a healing mindset is they try their best to focus on what is working. They start to notice that they're going to focus less on what's not working and they focus on what is. Maybe they're writing down, okay, I got a little bit more sleep last night than the night before. Maybe they notice they didn't flare this specific day, and they're going to figure out what they did differently for them to feel better on that specific day. They're celebrating every little progress, because small progress is still progress. If you don't celebrate the small little things, how do you expect the big things to happen? You got to be grateful for the small improvements, because the small improvements is what is going to get you to the big improvement. I always use the gym as an example. You can't expect your muscles to grow within a few days, right? Within even a few weeks, within even a few months, right? It takes time, a lot of time to really get that physique that you may want. It takes consistency, it takes belief, it takes hard work, but you got to celebrate every time you go to the gym. I showed up for myself. I'm doing the things. I know that I'm going to be on the right track. I already am. You have to celebrate the progress, and the person with the healing mindset does that as best as they can. Going back to gratitude, people with the healing mindset, they practice gratitude every day. They realize that healing isn't just about fixing what's going wrong, isn't just focusing on what's wrong, how do I fix it? It's also appreciating, okay, what's going right? What's going right for me right now? I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that I'm able to go for a walk. I'm grateful that I didn't have to go to the hospital and deal with an infection, right? Like whatever it is, like you're alive on this earth right now and you're breathing and listening to this podcast episode. Like so many people can't even do that. They can't even have access to resources and tools. They can't, even if they're struggling with symptoms, maybe they live in the third world country and they can't have access to medical care. Like this is crazy how the world that we live in, we want instant gratification. We want things right fucking now. If it doesn't happen right now, then it's not working. But think about all the people in the world that do not have access to medical care. They do not have access to holistic care. They don't have access to podcast episodes and resources. And maybe they're suffering silently with eczema or with issues, and they don't even know anything about how to heal their bodies. And you're able to. So practice gratitude for that and be grateful for that you have the tools in your toolkit to help you with healing. And yes, I know it's fucking hard and I know it's not easy to heal, but you have the tools. You have something in your pocket that a lot of people don't even have. So appreciate that and continue to build those habits and the consistency and the mindset. And you're no doubt going to heal. You're not going to heal if you have a victim mindset and have this mentality that you're not going to heal. But truthfully, you can heal. The power is within you. You just have to believe it and you just have to have a better mindset, essentially. Another thought or question that comes up for someone that has a healing mindset is they're aware that with the support and resources that they have in front of them is that they will turn for guidance. They will turn to someone for help. They're not afraid to reach out. Support and experts and practitioners are there for a reason. We're trained, we're licensed, we go to school to help you, to support you so that you don't have to figure it out on your own. We're here to help you identify blind spots and encourage you. Someone with a healing mindset, they're not going to be narrow-minded in the sense that, oh, I can do it myself. I don't need to ask for help. But clearly, if you're listening, you're doing that and it's not working, maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign to reach out for help because as humans, we're not meant to do things on our own. We may be conditioned to because we're taught by our parents, like just figure it out on your own, you're independent, you learn on your own, whatever you were taught when you were young. If you've been doing this for so long, DIY, and it's not working, maybe you want to shift your mentality and ask for support and swallow the pride, right, around that. Someone who has a healing mindset also is reflective and they are aware about how their mindset can actually be affecting their symptoms. And they're actively working on not allowing a negative mindset to affect their symptoms. They know that stress, self-sabotage, victim mindset, frustration, negative self-talk, those things make symptoms worse. They understand what the mind-body connection is about. They're going to do their best to nurture that. This last one is going to be key, okay? Someone who has a healing mindset, they do not seek external validation. They take responsibility for their own healing. No one else can care for your body except for yourself. No one else can fix you except for yourself. Don't even want to use the word fix because we're not fixing anything. We're trying to understand our bodies more so we can give it what it needs. As soon as you start fixing things, you're going to look for problems always. You're going to look for issues that you want to solve. And you're always going to be solving issues. You're always going to be finding problems. And so we don't want to do that. We want to work together with our bodies and know that healing is up to you. It's within you, yourself. It's not seeking elsewhere to heal your body. I just want you to sit for a moment and reflect on these questions. Maybe you want to pause this episode and even just write down some of these thoughts or I guess statements. What questions out of all of these do I ask myself? And if I don't, which one can I start asking today, right? And start thinking about because this is the mindset that you want to have. Now, again, I just want to say, we're not saying you're always having this mindset. It's not always perfect, and it's not. Mindset work is never perfect, but I just want to bring to your attention, these are the sort of thoughts a healing mindset looks like. And I will say, with evidence, anecdotal evidence, obviously, with my clients, is I do see a difference between the clients that have this type of mindset more so. They do better. They are healing faster, if I'm being really honest, because they see how much their mentality can affect their symptoms. So, if that is inspiration for you to work on yours, then so be it. Okay, stuck mindset. I think you guys might know what a stuck mindset looks like, but we're going to go through some of the common thoughts that someone with a stuck mindset has. You might notice the thoughts, why is this happening to me? You feel that everything's happening to you. You feel like your body is your enemy and your eczema is your enemy, your gut is your enemy, and it's really discouraging you and you feel like you're doing everything wrong. That's a stuck mindset because you're not seeing that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you in the sense that it's just trying to communicate with you, as I mentioned, as someone who has a healing mindset. There's also a lot of guilt and self-blame around having a stuck mindset, meaning you blame yourself instantly when you notice a symptom and you go straight to like, what did I do wrong? I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have ate this food. I shouldn't have drank that alcohol. You start to like feel really guilty about the things that you think that may have triggered the flare or the symptom and that you've caused your own sort of suffering. But these thoughts really drain your energy, right? You feel exhausted just thinking about all the things you did wrong. And it takes you away from actually taking action towards healing yourself. Then you start to feel hopeless, right? When you feel that you're just a failure, right? Maybe you do feel that way. I don't know. I know it sounds a bit dark, but it happens when you're dealing with chronic symptoms. Then you start to get in this loop of these thoughts like, nothing is working. I am a failure, right? You're in this hopelessness trap because you feel that, every protocol, every supplement, every diet that you're doing is not working and it's failing. But when you operate from this mindset, again, you're ignoring small improvements that are likely right in front of you. But because you're so clouded with everything that's going wrong that you can't see the things that are going right. Your mind is focusing on failure rather than progress. And this is what's going to keep you stuck. You need to focus on the small improvement, the small progress, and not fixate on all the issues. Obviously, easier said than done, but what do you have to lose to focus on the improvements? Nothing, right? What do you have to lose if you focus on everything going wrong? Everything, because you're gonna fucking feel like shit, you're gonna hate your body, you're going to sabotage, you're gonna be in a cycle of negativity, and we don't want that, right? We want you to heal, so work on this. Okay, the other thought that comes up with someone that has a stuck mindset is they start to feel like everything else around them should help me. This diet should help me, this supplement should help me, this protocol should help me, this practitioner should help me. You start to outsource your own responsibility for your healing. And I'll be honest, this is common. We do see this. People start to, grasp onto things outside of them, being like, this should have helped me, this should have helped me, that should have helped me. But when you have these expectations of the should, that's dependence and frustration because you're going to have this high expectation that this thing is supposed to help you, whether it's your diet, whether it's your supplements, and you're so laser focused on it, or your practitioner, please fix me, please fix me, please fix me. If they somehow don't give you the expectation that you want, you're going to be disappointed and you're going to think that they're the reason why you didn't heal. We all know that is further from the truth. Healing starts from within you. Here, your person, your body, your genetics, your actions, your beliefs, your mentality. Everything else is meant to support you, right? Your nutrition, your supplements surely are going to be helpful as long as it's a good protocol. But you can't expect those things to heal if you have a bad mentality, period. It's like someone that's super overweight all their life. They're doing the diets, they're exercising, they're restricting or whatever it is to try to lose weight. But in their mind, they have this negative self-talk as I'm still the fat kid. I'm still ugly, I'm still overweight, nobody likes me, they're gonna identify themselves as always the fat kid. When you have negative self talk, that's gonna create the exact reality of what you're speaking to yourself with, right? Expecting things to fix you from the outside, but the inside, you're like, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can heal, right? Those negative thoughts, then you're creating your own reality of not healing because you're expecting other things to heal you, but you should be healing yourself. So, all in all, the stuck mindset focuses on the problem, it focuses on the unfairness, it focuses on the external factors. It really keeps people in a loop of frustration and just feeling like nothing is working. That sort of victim mindset and looking outward for solutions or almost kind of like blaming. And you start to lose yourself in the process and lose the purpose of why you're doing this. Why are you healing? Why are you on this holistic healing journey, right? Looking inward for that connection to yourself and how you can start nurturing your body in the way that it wants to be nurtured. Okay, so this episode is getting really long, but I'm obviously very passionate about mindset work. I think it's so critical, and I just really want all of you guys to start really doing the work because it truly is the foundation. People aren't healing unless they're doing their mindset work. And this is something that I have seen time and time again with all of my clients. So I have a little bit of homework for you guys, call to action moving forward, is I want you just to pause, end this episode, just thinking about a few of these questions. And you probably want to write them down. I have them listed here. When my flares or symptoms flare up, do I think from a place of curiosity or blame? Journal about that. Am I looking for solutions and taking ownership or focusing on who or what is to blame? How much of my energy is spent ruminating on why nothing is working instead of taking actionable steps to reframe this mindset? Do I feel like I am working with my body, or do I actually feel like it's working against me? I'll leave it at that. Let you guys think about those reflection questions. You may want to listen to this episode again and just compare and contrast, right? The thoughts that I shared today between the healing mindset and the stuck mindset. And stay tuned for more episodes because I feel like the next few episodes, I do want to talk about mindset more. A lot of you have been reaching out saying that you're wanting more mindset episodes, so definitely stay tuned. I really hope this episode opened your eyes as to where you may need to be doing more work on. And maybe you're someone that has a healing mindset. And if you are, that's amazing. Continue doing that. And for those of you that have more of a stuck mindset, it's okay. You know, it's a journey. It's all about awareness and remembering that healing is a process. So is your mindset, but being aware that mindset can either move you forward or it can keep you stuck. And that decision is up to you.